All right, hey everybody, this is Andrew McLeod. This is the fourth episode of the Star Fox Blogcast, as it is called right now. We're in the means of switching names, so if you have any suggestions, go ahead and send them to us on the email address links you find to the side. With me today is Spazea.
Hello.
And Basil.
Hello.
and,
Sorry.
and this evening, unfortunately, Sabata will not be able to join us. He has been hacked. His computer. So we're not sure what's happening, but our best wishes, at least from me, go out to Sabata.
And me. I'm not that heartless.
Okay. Well, anyways, on that he gets that problem fixed. And this evening, as we have made apparent before, at least on recordings we've done already, we have a special interview with one of the members on the development team of Shadows of Lylat, the PC game. This evening we have DZ Composer with us.
Hello, everyone.
And we will be interviewing him for the next X amount of minutes. We're not sure yet. So we will go ahead and start off with some general game questions here that have been wondered. First of all, DZ, will this game be compatible with the joystick? We've mentioned that in the past, and we just kind of want to get that out of the way.
Yeah, I heard that in the last episode that I had seen. Y'all were really interested in this. And just want to reiterate a couple of things. First off, Shadows of Lylat is not affiliated with Nintendo in any way. It's completely a fan project, and it is based off of an open source version of the engine of the game, Free Space 2, which is a space combat simulator. And because it's based off of Free Space 2, that definitely means that there is joystick support. In fact, joystick is actually the best way to play the game. So if you have a joystick, you will definitely want to use it. It makes everything a lot easier.
Okay. I'm sure a lot of people will be glad to hear that, because there's been some people asking about it. Also, if you can, we know there's been a lot of, sort of secretive stuff around the storyline of the game, but could you tell us at all what sort of the main storyline of this game is going to be?
Well, pretty much what I've been allowed to tell you is this. Pretty much, after Star Fox 64, Star Fox gets a new little job, and when they start doing this, things start going down, and the situation gets worse. I really, unfortunately, can't go into much more detail than that. But
yeah, I didn't figure you'd be able to tell us much, but we wanted to ask anyways. And I believe Basil has some questions more related to music for you.
Yes, because you are DZ Composer. Anyway, my first question is, what did you use as inspiration for your music composition? And were there any particular styles from different games or scores or certain composers that you look to?
Well, a lot of the inspiration for a lot of the music in Shadows of Lylat actually is coming from the official Star Fox games. In fact, a lot of the themes I'm actually reusing, so you'll hear a lot of familiar music there. However, I kind of have developed my own style over the last few years, and so that's going to be in there. But perhaps as far as a composer that's influenced me the most, my music hero is John Towner Williams, the film score composer. He's most known for a Star Wars series of movies, and pretty much everything Steven Spielberg has done, he's done the music for as well. So there's definitely going to be some homage to him in my part of the score.
I'm always a John Williams fan. Okay, second question. What do you use to compose the music? Do you have any particular synthesizers or computer software that you use?
Everything I do is computer-based. It's not using really anything external except for a reverb effects processor. The software that I use as my main sequencer is Cubase SL3, and most of my sounds are generated using Kontakt 2, probably soon to be Kontakt 3 before the project is over, since that came out. I have various sample libraries. My primary orchestra library that I use is the East West Quantum Leap Symphonic Orchestra Gold Pro XP. I know that's a long title. My secondary orchestral library is the Garrett Personal Orchestra. My primary percussion library is the Virtual Drumline 2. And then I've got a few others in there, like my piano library, Garrett and Authorized Steinway piano, just things like that, different sound sets, and pretty much all run through Cubase.
That's quite extensive. I use Noteworthy Composer. I suck.
I actually started out on Noteworthy Composer.
And really?
Some of the very earliest Shadows things that I have done were actually written in Noteworthy Composer. But one of the problems with Noteworthy Composer is its abilities to do advanced controllers, MIDI controllers. It's not there for what you need for the libraries I'm using. And I must say though, of all of the notation software I use, I think Noteworthy Composer has the best entry setup of all of them. That's just the one thing I loved about that program.
That's pretty awesome. I don't feel as bad now.
Nah.
Yeah, Mercenarios de Lobo. You remember that piece? It's one of
Oh
the
yeah,
I got
I
on.
love that
Yeah,
piece.
I remember that one.
That was done entirely in Noteworthy Composer.
Oh,
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, sound generation I did a little differently. I bounced it through a program called Visual and then ran it through Contact 2 to use the Garrett and Personal Orchestra sounds. But, it was all driven by a Noteworthy Composer.
great.
Getting that
That's
cadenza was a little tough, though.
All right. My next question you already kind of touched on, so I think I'll just pass over that for now and move on to the fourth one, which is, do you have a certain Star Fox game whose music you enjoy more than others?
That's kind of an interesting one. One of the things that I've liked the most about the music from Star Fox is definitely the main theme from the SNES game. I love that melody. It's just a great melody. It's a shame that Hajime Hirasawa is no longer composing video game music. 2 games to his credit, and that's it. The other
Yeah.
one wasn't even released in the U.S. But
Yeah.
as far as another one I enjoy listening to, I actually like Star Fox Assault's score quite a bit. It's nice to hear
so
an
glad.
actual real orchestra.
Yeah, that was
Like-
the Tokyo. Which orchestra was that?
Tokyo New City
Phil-
Orchestra.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, Tokyo Philharmonic. They're the ones that did the orchestral
glad.
series.
Sorry, that's not even Star Fox. Anyway, all right, we'll move on, I guess, from that. Do you draw on certain instrumentations more than others? For instance, more synth, more acoustic sounds, or more orchestrated, I guess. So that would be like Assault. What do you lean towards?
I lean towards more orchestral stuff. Pretty much everything I've put out thus far is that, except for an old menu piece I did. That one was still orchestral, but it was kind of not in the genuine style. But most of my stuff's going to be orchestral. Might see a little jazz in there even, but mostly
Ooh.
orchestral.
That's exciting. I like jazz.
I can't promise it, but maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. All right, and then my last music question is, do you have a team of composers working with you? And if so, how do you delegate or work together to finish the compositions?
We have one other dedicated composer. His name is Flamewave. He's actually the person that did the music in the latest trailer. That's actually his work, not mine. He does a little bit more styles. He wrote a boss music for us. It's going to have a lot of electric guitars and stuff in it. So he does orchestral stuff too, in addition to some other genres that he will probably be doing a little more than I will. And we also have a couple of other members, like the first trailer, for instance. Most of the music in that actually wasn't by either of us. It was by another member of the team. I forget who, because it was too long ago. But every once in a while we may have someone else drop a piece in. But pretty much mostly it's going to be me and Flamewave.
Cool.
All right. Well, I think
Um,
that's all of my music questions.
Yeah, and I have one last, I think is the last music question for you. You may have touched a little bit on this, but did you take any particular sections or themes from your own music or remixes that you incorporated into the game?
Definitely there will be some non-melody stuff that I have used in the past that'll be coming in. In fact, there is some that you may hear soon that's coming out that will have some things that came from an old brass ensemble I did. And also, I do have a couple of original compositions that may creep into it. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that yet, but yeah, like a lot of composers, I'll tend to reuse ideas that I have if they sound good in a particular place.
Okay.